A real pleasure to have Sean Connell of Air Control in studio. We just played that NFL promo. You a big NFL fan, Scott?
You know, I do follow, and this
or
weekend,
Sean.
yeah, this weekend's matchups are kind of got me torn. I was just kind of letting you know that those Hawkeyes in the league are really doing well, and I think it's going to be interesting this weekend.
You know, it is incredible. You take a look at, Iowa's had winning programs. The offense hasn't always been the best.
Right.
But you take a look at the people, like Linderbaum, starting center for Baltimore.
Yep.
Tristan Wirtz was the starting left tackle for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Then you've got, Jack Campbell and Sam Laporta at Detroit. George Kittle, of course, playing for Iowa. Micah Hyde, a longtime Hawkeye, he is in the backfield, defensive backfield for Buffalo. They're all over the place.
They are, and I think it's a testament to their, their work ethic. I think is really something that they breed there, and it's pretty amazing. They're setting, a lot of these guys setting records, in their first few years out, which is pretty amazing.
And in college sports now, we had Dave Nelson in earlier today, and we were talking about name, image, likeness, and how much money Caitlin Clark is making. And Brian Peterson, his nephew, is out at South Dakota State. Well, Creighton took their best player because they were able to offer him some money through name, image, likeness. Isn't that crazy?
And the transfer portal, right? I mean, so I think the NIL is one thing, but then you got the transfer portal on top of it. It makes it so much easier for them to just jump ship, right? And,
yes.
Really without any consequence.
And, you get players, like Iowa's got some basketball players that, played 4 years somewhere else, and boom, they got another year yet, and here they come into the Big Ten.
Yeah, the Cricky kid, I think,
from,
I don't know, was it Vanderbilt or somewhere?
It was Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and he's one of their best players, right? Really. I mean, he's been doing great for him.
Well, he led the Missouri Valley Conference in scoring.
Yeah.
And then he comes to Iowa.
And, I wonder, how much money are they actually getting? But for them, it's a chance to play, right away, and, really probably do what they love. And, put a little money in their pocket, I guess, if they're not going to go to the next level. So.
And help the program. But, the thing about Iowa, they got like those two freshmen from Moline.
Oh, yeah.
Hardy and Freeman are really going to help them. And they seem to build the program with local kids, somewhat local kids. Of course, McCaffrey's got his boys that played with him. But
I watched the when Moline went to the state championship. I watched that game, and it was pretty amazing seeing that. Seeing those guys. It was watching that thing on TV. I'm sitting there going, "Wow, these guys are good."
Yeah.
And they play great together.
Yes, and they've been playing.
They've been playing AAU.
So much basketball.
Yes. Yep, since sixth grade or something like that.
You're just getting started with your young family. You got a daughter in 7th, a son in 5th, and they're doing school and travel.
Yes, yeah, and it's it's one of those things that, it may not be their most favorite thing to do, but we just want them to be active and involved, right? And that's our thing is if you can just be involved. We always tell our kids, you're going to have a limited time to do this. You're not going to be able to go more than likely, to do this as a professional. But do it and have fun, right? It's the experiences that you build while you're doing that is kind of the fun part. You always sit, 20 years later, 25 years later, you sit back and text with your buddies or, have a beer and remember that game against, so-and-so. And it was funny because Prince of Peace basketball, Hakeem Powell, broke the three-point record out at Easton Valley, and I was there to witness that. He had nine three-pointers in a game, and I was on the court, 20 years prior to that, with Adam Krieger when he broke it, Nick Jensen's old record. So it was just kind of a neat thing. I tell my kids, hey, you can actually, have some good times and good memories doing that.
You and your brothers were all good athletes, multi-sport athletes. Was there the travel sort of stuff when you guys were playing? Was that starting, or had it been involved already?
It was. My two older brothers didn't do it, as I would say, as much. Brandon did. He had a great travel AAU basketball. Joel Corneliuson, Brandon, Mark Newman, Jay Sharkar. I mean, they had a great team, and they went all over. I would say, around Iowa in the Quad City Metro and played. Ryan, not so much. It wasn't as big of a thing then. When I got into it, I did a lot of baseball. Eric Elwig, Matt Farrell. And I played up with these guys, Tyler Swanson. So that we had a really nice, I would say, travel team. But that travel team actually was interesting enough, came out of like the Clinton Junior Baseball. You just took, the players from each team, and that was your travel team. Now there's, travel teams everywhere you look, and it's a completely different ball game.
Is it hurting junior baseball at all? Because my
I think it
grandson's out
does.
at Solon, and he's been in travel ball since 7U. And Solon's got a recreation department, but he has never played baseball.
I think it does, and it's unfortunate. You know, anymore. I think parents are wanting to get their kids exposed to the next level, and sometimes you got to step back and say we got to have the fun in it, right? Too. You want to teach these life lessons. Our team has always tried to push. Hey, if you can play the rec leagues, if you can play the junior baseballs and whatnot, do that as well. You may not be able to do every game, but just participate in that, and and you're getting more games in. That's the nice part, right? I mean, and it allows. My son's a little younger for his team that he plays on travel-wise, but when he goes into junior baseball, it's a different role for him. So he gets to be more of a leader in that perspective. So it is good for all the kids to be able to participate in that.
More games, no doubt, because my grandson, he's going to go 13U now, so he's been in it for 6 years. They play about 40 to 50 games a year. So he's got over 300 games that he's played.
Right.
And I played Little League, and we played, I think, maybe 15 games, and that was the schedule for us.
The seasons, it is interesting. Even like junior baseball goes later than what we ever did. We used to wrap up before the 4th of July. We used to play the All-Star game down at Jones Field behind, when that was still there, and we were done. And now
that was all part of Riverboat Days.
Yeah, it was all part of Riverboat Days. That was kind of the showcase. If you made the All-Star team, you were playing at Jones Field, and it was like right at Riverboat Days. So it was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
So, now
you
get
people
later
standing all the way around the outfield fence.
Yep. So it was kind of a neat thing back then. But now, like I said, it goes later and later, and all these sports overlap now, too. It's, you're playing baseball later. You have baseball playing in the fall. You've got, basketball season starting earlier, going into later, volleyball season, fall and into the, early spring. So it is, soccer can be year round. It's pretty amazing when you start thinking about, where do you find the time, right? And where do you put the energy?
With all that being said, for high schools to be successful, they have to have junior programs in place. Yeah. We're seeing that, unfortunately, at Clinton High School right now, because you've got to have that.
You do, and there's a good group. My neighbors, the Levines and the Little Queens program have started many years ago, and the Little Kings now started over at Prince Peace, our school. We've got a small youth program going, and that's really the thing, is just getting the youth involved, right? Some kids may not want that, maybe not be their sport, but just being actively involved in it is going to help them, before they start as a freshman, just picking up a ball. If you're starting in 4th and 5th grade, you can certainly see the difference.
No doubt.
You go to some tournaments and you go, okay, these kids have been playing together for 5 years versus, kids have been playing together a year. So, but to have successful programs, you got to have definitely the youth programs.
Visiting with Sean Connell. Well, we got to get your picks here. We haven't gotten them yet, have we?
No, we have not.
Okay, very good. Baltimore, Kansas City. Who do you like?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Baltimore, even though I'd like to say Kansas City, but I think it's going to be Baltimore.
Okay.
There. Yep.
And Detroit, San Francisco.
Like I said, that one got me torn. I think I'm going to lean towards San Francisco just because my son loves George Kittle, and he's a tight end. So
he likes his hair.
Oh yeah. Which he does not want to get his hair cut. Every time I schedule an appointment for him, he does not want to do it. And
not even on the side.
No, his mother's like, "You're getting a haircut."
So San Francisco or Baltimore? Who do you want in the Super Bowl then?
I think it's going to be Baltimore.
Okay, you're only the second person to pick Baltimore.
Yeah.
People have taken Baltimore over Kansas City 11-3.
Wow.
But there have only been 2 who have picked Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. Right now, Detroit and San Francisco are even at 5 each.
Okay.
Because you're with air control. How are things going on down there?
We're busy. This time of year is typically a little bit slower, but we're staying fairly busy, which has been good. The Christmas holiday and the New Year, things tend to slow down on your residential and light commercial sides, but we've been actually fortunate enough to be pretty busy, which is good. The cold snap we had recently certainly helped with that. But it's one of those things that we're very thankful for what we have in the community that supports our business. We try to give back as much as we can. We got a great group of people that work with us. They work their tails off. We had the cold snap about, was it 2.5 weeks ago or so? I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago or so. And we had one guy. We always have a guy on call And at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, I think it was, or Sunday, there was about 9 calls stacked up on them. So our service manager was able to get a hold of 3 other guys that day, and all 3 of the ones she got a hold of all volunteered to come in and take extra calls because they were just on a weekend. That's quite a bit for one day on a weekend. So they were working till 4 or 5 o'clock that night. In fact, on the weekend. So it's one of those things that, you know, guys that typically don't have to be on call said, yeah, we'll come in and help out. So,
well, that is great to hear.
yeah, it is good. And you know, when it's, you know, negative 15 and things aren't working, we need to get people back up and going.
Yeah,
so.
you know your line of work, and then like linemen for an energy company. When the weather is bad,
right.
That's when they really earn their money.
Yeah, right.
No doubt about that. So how did your promotion go with the furnace giveaway?
It went great. We actually had, you know, like I said, we had 2 winners, and people responded really well. Got quite a few calls for even the cleaning checks, which was really nice. You know, we had that out on local radio, newspaper, and online. So it was one of those things, like I said, just trying to give back. We've been fortunate enough to be doing this for now 68 years this year. So the company's actually older. Don't want to give anything away, but both Mary, our CEO and president, and myself. So it's been around a long time. So like I said, 3rd generation, and I think, who knows, maybe we'll get to 4. And my kids are there anytime they can. They're wanting to work. So
well, that is
see,
good.
we'll see
yeah,
that'll
be 4 generations.
Yeah.
That'd be outstanding.
Yeah. So,
And so how is the family doing? Everybody doing great?
They are.
We talked about the 2 oldest. What about those 2 little ones?
The 2 little ones, and the 3rd one, and she just had her 8th birthday. Harper did Wednesday, and it's funny because she had exactly what she wanted to do. You know, we went to Happy Joe's, you know, shortly after school. I had a school board meeting that night, and we just boom, boom, boom. She had it all planned out, and I'm like, "Are you okay with an early dinner?" And she was fine with it as long as we could get to Happy Joe's and do the birthday thing and have a little ice cream. So that was good. And then our youngest is 3, Jordan. She's a Spitfire. So we're going to be watching her real close.
So how do the older 3, I mean, the little one, just so much younger than them?
Yeah,
they got to be doting on her.
You know, they do a pretty good job, but I tell you what, her being around the older 3 that's what's going to give us trouble, I think, because she's lockstep. I mean, she's with them. Everything they're doing, she wants to be with them doing it, and it is pretty funny. This morning I took them to school, took them all to school, and the youngest, she had to start off in daycare, and she did not want to go, actually. She wanted to come back to work with me, and she tried her darndest to not go there. And so after we dropped the kids off at school, we went over to Hardee's and had a little breakfast, so I thought I could kind of smooth her into that before I could get her off. But she tried really hard. She wanted to come back to work with me. So
well, maybe duck work might be in her future.
Yeah, right.
We're going to talk about that after the break for the weather. If you are in need of a new appliance for the new year, you need to see Zirkelbaugh Home Appliances in downtown Clinton. They feature the name brands you know and trust: Amana, Bosch, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Z-Line ranges. And at Zirkelbaugh's LG TV. At Zirkelbaugh's, their warehouse is full and new merchandise is arriving daily, so the selection and the price is most favorable for you. Be sure to ask about financing as you make your decision on that new appliance from Zirkelbaugh Home Appliances, 225 5th Avenue South, Clinton. Zirkelbaughs.com.
it's time now for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
Happy Friday. We will continue to see a few showers, especially along and north of I-80 through the morning hours. By the afternoon, though, expecting a lot of cloud cover, likely going to continue to see some fog linger around the area. Temperatures today are going to be in the upper 30s. As we head into the overnight hours, we'll continue to stay fairly cloudy. Again, could continue to also see that dense fog linger. Temperatures will be in the low 30s for overnight lows. I'm Storm Track 8 meteorologist Morgan Strackmine.
Currently we have rain and partly cloudy skies, I would say, a little bit of fog, and a temperature of 37 degrees. Winds are out of the north at 5 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by Awesome Car Wash.
Laundry Max in Clinton is a great place to do your laundry. You'll find 37 washers and 37 dryers in multiple sizes, plus 4 large flat-screen TVs, free Wi-Fi, and a great atmosphere while you wait. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with an attendant available from 9 to 5 daily. Plus, new to Clinton, a pickup and delivery laundry service.
It's always nice to show someone just how much you care, and the best way to do that is to give them the most desired item on Valentine's Day, chocolate-covered strawberries from Grandma's Goodie Jar.
But you must plan ahead.
All orders for chocolate-covered strawberries must be placed by February 7th.
Don't let your sweetheart be left out on Valentine's Day.
Order those chocolate-covered strawberries by February 7th, and she'll love you forever.
Grandma's Goodie Jar. Follow them on Facebook or find them at 401 North 2nd Street, Clinton.
Visiting with Sean Connell. So, HVAC industry trends and changes.
Yeah, some big changes coming to the HVAC industry this year and into next. A new refrigerant is coming out, and what that means. I don't know if you remember the old 134. Days back in the day. Things that you had in your car, and we had R22, and that phased out years ago, and now we have R410A. We call it Puron. The government has come down with some new mandates, and the manufacturers now have to switch to a new refrigerant. And there's a couple of them out there, but they have basically selected most of them have selected what's called R54B. And there's a big hype in the industry now because they call it mildly flammable. So it's got everybody on edge, but they've got some things to work through, but there's some devices and metering devices that they're going to kind of monitor this. But what it's basically going to do to the industry, though, is you'll see the phase out of what we currently use now for refrigerant, and obviously that's going to kind of become more of a shortage. So those prices are going to change, and then the new refrigerant's going to come out there, and that's going to affect some of the equipment pricing. So
I think that would get my attention if it said mildly.
I mean,
it's either it is or it isn't.
And that's what everybody says. It either is or it isn't, right? And there's so many FAQs and videos out there for contractors and people like, if this is in my home, what's going to happen? And one of the ones kind of broke it down. It's less flammable than your rubbing alcohol at home, but again, it's just one of those things that it's still flammable, right? It's at some point in a large concentration. So that's kind of shaking up the industry this year. Everybody's talking about it. So when you think about upgrades, if now you'll still have the opportunity to go with the existing refrigerant, probably through late 24, but then we're going to start seeing new equipment rolling out. And if your air conditioner were to go down, we used to be able to just replace maybe just the air conditioner and keep the coil. These new units, when they come out, you're going to have to replace both sides. You're going to have to replace the indoor coil and the outdoor as well. So those are some changes there.
Duct cleaning, you've got a special?
Yeah. So we ran a coupon special last year, and I believe it's going to be $100 off a duct cleaning, and they'll be getting ready to launch that here probably in next month, middle to late next month. We're going to have some coupons going out that Clinton Printing always does. So, our average duct cleaning for an average house covers up to 10 vents is about $550, and it's about $10 per vent after that. But it's just one of those things, you've been windows and doors closed up all winter long. You get particulates in the house and in the duct system, and it's always good to have that looked at. And we come in and can actually put an antimicrobial fogger after they've cleaned the ducts in there as well. So, the air moving around your house is going to be a little bit more, cleaner and healthier for you to breathe. So.
Before we get to your song, let's talk a little bit about Prince of Peace. This one caught my eye right away. Kevin's Smoker.
Yeah.
So that's my brother Kevin, of course. Yep. You guys did a great job with his smoker. Yeah,
so, Kevin brought the tried and true smoker in last year and asked if we could do a little fix up to it. And I said, Kevin, I'm not sure if there's much to fix up here. How about we just start fresh? And so we ended up refabricating. The Fab Shop did basically a new smoker body and everything, and we added some pieces to it. He's used it for hog smokers for years, and we ended up putting a grill top, removable grill top in there as well, and put a little winch system on it so you don't have to lift the hogs anymore when you're doing a hog, and he's got that on there. But we've actually been using it up at the school for all the basketball games, and we've been grilling up there, we're going to be doing ribeyes next week for one of the games, but pork chops have just been going over like crazy. So pork chop sandwiches and meals, and it's funny because your other brother Ken started this years ago with Boone Nave. They were doing it, and we brought in Kevin Smoker, and now we're continuing on the tradition of we're still looking for a fancy name. The Irish Grillers or something, but yeah, we're getting our hands
You have to get shirts
into that.
and different
Yeah,
things
right.
like that, something along those lines.
Yep.
So you always seem to pick out a country song.
Yeah, I guess I kind of country at heart there, and my daughters, they're asking all the time to play, Alexa, play, she had me at Heads Carolina, or if you can't find that one, they go with the original Heads Carolina, Tails California by Jody Messina. So I think I sent you, I think you got the Cole Swindell,
Yes.
right? Great.
Yes.
So she had me at Heads Carolina by Cole Swindell for my daughters.
I was out with the boys catching up in a neon light. Didn't know till we walked in, it was karaoke night. She was in a circle of girls chasing a shot with a line. She was laughing, they were daring her to get on the mic. One of them walked up and turned in her name. Next thing I knew, man, she was up on the stage singing Heads Carolina, Tails California. Maybe she'd fall for a boy from South Georgia. She's got the bar in the palm of her hand, and she's a 90s country fan like I am. Hey, I got a Chevy, she can flip a quarter. I'd drive her anywhere from here to California. When this song is over, I gotta find her, 'cause she had me at Heads Carolina. Yeah, she knew every word by heart, didn't need no screen. No, I was raising my glass up for her and saw her smiling at me. Yeah, she had me down in the front by the end of verse 2, like there wasn't no one else in the room. We were singing Heads Carolina, Tails California. Maybe she'd fall for a boy from South Georgia. She's got the bar in the palm of her hand, and she's a 90s country fan like I am. Hey, I got a Chevy, she can flip a quarter. I'd drive her anywhere from here to California. When this song is over, I gotta find her, 'cause she had me at Heads Carolina. Yeah, I bought her around and we talked till the lights came on. I still see that girl every time I hear that song. Heads Carolina, Tails California. Maybe she'd fall for a boy from South Georgia. She's got the bar in the palm of her hand, and she's a 90s country fan like I am. Hey, I got a Chevy, she can flip a quarter. I'd drive her anywhere from here to California. When this song is over, I gotta find her, 'cause she had me at Heads Carolina. Yeah, she had me at Heads Carolina. Yeah. Heads
Your other song was with Jody Messina.
Right.
Heads, what's that again?
Heads Carolina, Tails California.
Okay,
Yep.
and you said you saw her last year at Tailgate and Tallboys.
Yes, yep, and she did phenomenal. She really did. And I think that hit was like 20 years ago, right? So.
And I was trying to figure out if that was Jim Messina's daughter.
Yep.
From Loggins and Messina. Could very well be.
Yeah. We're going to do some Googling after this.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to check that out. So you went, of course, you were a sponsor. We had
Yes.
Josh Agers in yesterday. They've kind of redid the map this year for Tailgate and Tallboys. You weren't on the council when this vote was being made, right? Okay.
Right.
As a citizen of Clinton, what do you think of Tailgates and Tallboys?
Yeah, I think it's good for the area. I think it really brings a highlight as a destination spot back for Clinton, which is good, right? You know, we've got a beautiful riverfront, and being able to utilize it like we do is great. And I think, you know, everybody looks back to the old riverboat days. Well, we don't have that anymore. But you know what? This is like the next best thing for it. It puts us on the map a little bit, and it's not just coming for the music festival, but it's coming as a destination spot of, hey man, they got a great riverfront. Look at all the amenities they have in this town. So I think it's good exposure for us.
And you got like a professional group, USA Concerts.
Yeah.
My goodness, they do it up.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And if you follow anything that they're putting online, I mean, they have connections with these artists. It is pretty neat. It is a really, really neat thing.
You are active, of course, with the school, the president of the school board.
Right.
Congratulations.
Is that a congratulations?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
did you not show up to one meeting?
Yeah, I think that's how that works, right?
So, but you got your Irish auctions coming up the March 23rd.
Yes, a little plug for this. March 23rd, the annual Prince of Peace Irish auction, Vista Grande. Cocktail hour is going to start, I believe, at 5 o'clock. The theme this year is good as gold. So, you find some nice dress up for some good as gold outfits. I think this year we're going to have about 20 plus live auction items. Last year was a little bit less than that, but I think they've got about 20 to 24 or so that they're shooting for. So this year a little bit different. We're going to do an after party down at the Rusty Barrel. The Rusty Barrel is going to have a live band. In talks with a few folks, they're close to confirming that, so we're not going to let that slip out yet. But the tickets are available now. There is at the barrel, there's going to be a booze barrel, and I believe they're going to have the 50-50 raffle there as well. So, if you don't attend the auction, you're still welcome to attend the after party, because there's going to be a couple things there that you can, I guess, put it in to win, or raffle to win there. And the Rusty Barrel is actually going to be selling the booze barrel tickets ahead of time down there, because they're going to have the booze barrel down there as well. So
I'm looking forward to it. You were gracious enough to invite me back.
Yes, the MC, the voice of KROS, right?
And and unfortunately, we had to do away with it for a while with COVID. And,
yes.
But I think it's going to be good.
Yes, it will be, and it's one of those things that it's going to be. It's always a good time, right? You get a bunch of people in a room and have some libations, and it's good time. So
you're gonna have Dave Nelson running around with his flashlight.
We were actually talking about that at one of the recent meetings to see if Dave is really interested in coming down and the little spotter flashlight.
Or Navy.
Yes, he's always a good one too.
Yeah. Get him running around the room. Don't get in the way.
Exactly. Yeah. No kidding.
So tickets are available now.
Tickets are available now. There is a. In fact, the site is going to be live soon. They do Give Smart, so that you can actually, if you don't attend, you can still bid remotely. So that they use that Give Smart website. But yes, you can contact the school for tickets and more information. In fact, I think there is a special on if you want a table. A normal table price of $8, I think it's like $400 if you're going to buy a table for you and your family or friends. But I think they're doing that at like $350 right now for a table of 8. So
jump on it.
Get on it early, right?
All right. Thanks so much.
Yep. Thank you very much.
1 o'clock, KROS, Clinton, Iowa.